Good evening and welcome to the Newshour agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, today has been a triumph of One India. After 76 years of independence and a 4-year legal struggle, the dream of Sardar Patel of a truly integrated Akhand Bharat has been realized. After a 4-year legal battle today, the Supreme Court has upheld the scrapping of the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and upheld the abrogation of Article 370 as valid. In an order hailed as a beacon of hope for India's true unity, the Supreme Court has said that Article 370 was a temporary provision and the President has the power to revoke it. Upholding the bifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir, the Supreme Court has also directed the Election Commission to hold elections by September 30th, 2024 and restore its statehood as well. Now, this can be seen as a big boost for the Modi Sarkar ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, as the Prime Minister made good on a key election pledge. Today in the Rajya Sabha, Home Minister Shah lambasted the opposition for backing Article 370 and said that it was a shield for separatists.
मान्यवर, न्यायालय ने माना कि अनुच्छेद 370 एक अस्थायी प्रावधान था, इसमें कोई शंका कुशंका नहीं है। ये संवैधानिक सत्य है कि धारा 370 अस्थायी समाधान। अब ये कुछ लोगों को पसंद नहीं आता है। बहुत सारे सवाल परसों तक उठाए गए। परसों भी लोकसभा में कहा गया कि ये बिल अभी लंबित है, क्यों जल्दबाजी में ला रहे हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट न्याय करेगी, आपको राह देखनी चाहिए। मान्यवर, ये सारे स्टैंड जो थे वो न्याय के लिए नहीं थे। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो निर्णय किया था वो निर्णय को लंबित करने के लिए थे, उस इरादे से किए गए। ये बीच मझधार में 40 साल इन्होंने गलतियां करी, 80 के दशक से गलतियां करते आए, संवेदनशील हृदय से सोचते रहे, संवेदनाएं हथियार उठाने वालों के लिए रखे और इस 40 साल की गलती को ऐसा सोचते हैं कि मोदी जी के 4 साल में सुधर जाएगा। मगर आपकी बात सही है, अपेक्षा ऐसी ही रखनी चाहिए।
However, DMK's Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, M. Mohammad Abdullah's remarks kindled a heated debate in the House with his controversial comments. DMK's Member of Parliament quoted Periyar's words in the Rajya Sabha, justifying his statement. This comment sparked a heated discussion between the Rajya Sabha chairman, the leader of the opposition Mallikarjun Kharge, Digvijay Singh, and Amit Shah, Home Minister, even asked the Congress to make their stand clear. Listen in.
ये रिकॉर्ड स्पष्ट होना चाहिए कि कांग्रेस पार्टी मिस्टर अब्दुल्ला के स्टेटमेंट से, माननीय सदस्य अब्दुल्ला के स्टेटमेंट से सहमत है क्या? क्वेश्चन बड़ा शार्प है साहब। कांग्रेस पार्टी इनके स्टेटमेंट से सहमत है क्या? लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन ने अपना रुख स्पष्ट कर देना चाहिए।
उन्होंने जो कोट किया, पेरियार के जो लिखी हुई बातें हैं और कही हुई बातें हैं, उन पर उन्होंने बात किया। उस विचार से आप सहमत हो सकते हैं या नहीं भी हो सकते, हम भी सहमत हो सकते हैं, कई बातों नहीं भी हो सकते, लेकिन बार बार उसको बात करने से रोकना, दिस इज मोस्ट अनडेमोक्रेटिक। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच को आप रोक रहे हैं और फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच को कट करने की आदत तो है उनको।
प्रतिपक्ष के नेता को एक बात कहना चाहूंगा, कोट करना एक बात है, he was quoting it affirmatively, he was drawing oxygen from it, he was taking sustenance from it. I was fully alert. This can't be permitted in this house. No, this can't be done.
आपका एक निष्पक्षता से बैठकर आपको ये अधिकार है, यदि कोई अनपार्लियामेंट्री है, अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है, तो डिलीट करिए, तो उसको भाषण से रोकते क्यों हैं आप?
एक सेकंड, दिग्विजय सिंह जी, it is much beyond being unparliamentary, it is much beyond expunction. ये भारत माँ की आत्मा पर प्रहार था. That was the objection. I don't agree to that.
मैं स्पष्ट कहना चाहता हूँ, पेरियार ने जो कोर्ट का इस्तेमाल किया है, उस कोर्ट का हम समर्थन नहीं करते हैं।
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, let's go across to our guest. Joining us is Guru Prakash, national spokesperson of the BJP. Sushil Pandit is an activist joining us here in our studio. Sanjay Jha, author, is with us. Jagdeep Dhankhar is a political analyst. Also with us is Ashwini Handa, spokesperson of the DPAP. Let me start with you first and foremost, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar. The Member of Parliament can quote anyone. There is no issue on that. But in this context, on a day when the Supreme Court has, given an unequivocal stamp that this is Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, why give out a statement then, which, as the Rajya Sabha chairman observes, gives oxygen to feelings or statements that may be made by those who are of a separatist persuasion?
First of all, I would like to differ. Jammu and Kashmir was always an integral part of India. It was not a separate country. Only thing is, Article 370 was there and it was abrogated. That is the only difference that I see. So don't say Jammu Kashmir. You were saying as if like Jammu Kashmir was some part of Pakistan and we just brought it back today by just removing Article 370. Don't quote like that.
So why is Congress then distancing from your statement? Please tell me, sir. Why is Congress distancing from it? If it's such a anodyne, plain vanilla statement that has been made by a member of Parliament, why do you have your ally? Congress is distancing from it if there's nothing controversial in what he has said.
No, I watched Chidambaram's interview and he said he's disagreeing with the court's view, the judgments. And I also saw Karge. He said everybody has got their own views. And if the Parliament Speaker doesn't like the views, he can actually go ahead and expunge it.
And later, Jairam Ramesh says Congress stands away. We do not associate with that comment. You want me to play that bite out again for you, sir?
No. I saw that. See,
so Congress is distancing, isn't it?
Because, no, I would go with Mallikarjuna Kharge and Digvijay Singh. I saw that video as well.
Sir, that is the initial part. Later, Congress changes its stance. So you have to go with what the final statement is. The point I'm making here is that perhaps the Congress party has learnt its lesson. Many would say that the statements that were made regarding Sanatan Dharma, etc. have embarrassed the Congress party, and it does not want to be seen associated with anything controversial that members of the DMK are saying.
See, I would go with Mallikarjuna Kharge since he is the leader of the opposition as well as he is the leader of the Congress party. So I would go with Mallikarjuna Kharge.
Okay.
I didn't.
Let me bring in Sushil Pandit on that. Sushil Pandit, what do you make of this kind of a statement? Because many are saying on a day like this, people are actually surprised that this is the kind of statement coming in from an MP after what we've seen happening in the court.
On a lighter side, I never knew there was an Abdullah in Tamil Nadu as well. I thought there was one in Kashmir and he was enough. But with what he said, I was reminded of the history that perhaps DMK members need to themselves know. Periyar may have said this aeons back, but in 1962, when India was fighting China to defend its borders, and Tamil boys were laying down their lives, and the entire state of Tamil Nadu was queuing up to donate blood for Indian soldiers and Tamil boys who were sacrificing their lives at the border, Anna Durai said, today we are Indians and we'll defend India as Indians. From that day onwards, DMK gave up separatism and the call for self-determination. Remember that history and tell this to your boys in cadre so that they don't go back, aeons back, to quote Periyar again. Educate your cadre and educate your political comrades as to how you've traveled through the history and how patriotic you are. Do not defend every Tom, Dick and Harry on every statement that is made.
Jagdeep Dhankhar is not an official spokesperson, he's a political analyst, but Jagdeep Dhankhar, would you like to respond to Mr. Pandit?
See, but we are also a state who always stand for state rights and federalism. Let's not forget that. Every time something happens in even a different state,
self-determination is something else. Federalism and state rights are something else. Do I need to teach you this basic political vocabulary? Sir, what are you conflating the issues with?
Probably you got to teach yourself, because the first sentence that you spoke about was about federalism. He quoted Periyar and he said every state has got its own
self-determination. Sir.
It doesn't mean we want to divide a country. We want to divide the states.
That is what self-determination is. That is what self-determination is.
No,
please look it up. Don't take it as an insult. Please look it up. It's a friendly advice.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the same thing. Please, you do look it up because read the whole sentence.
Okay, let me come in. Jagdishwan, I think you're now pushing it a bit. We all know what self-determination means and the controversial context of this. But let me bring in the National Conference. We have Mr. Zishan Rana joining us. Zishan Rana, what do you make of the statement coming in from the DMK? Because many are saying that, the kind of statements that have come in from leaders, including those of the National Conference and other political parties of Kashmir Valley, now perhaps being lapped up by other political parties on a day that the Supreme Court has upheld the abrogation of 370. Zishan?
I'm sorry, Madan, I have not gone through the statement, but I would say that today's judgment has definitely disappointed us, and we respectfully disagree with the judgment passed by the Honorable Supreme Court. Because we were thinking that Honorable Supreme Court will uphold the dignity and the identity of the people that was snatched from us on August 5th, 2019. Now the National Conference will talk about the future course of action only after talking to our legal experts. But I have no idea about the statement passed by the DMK leader because I was unaware about this topic. I don't know what he has
you want to come
said.
in on that? You want to come in on that? You want to respond to the National Conference spokesperson? Disappointment, terrible disappointment. They're exploring all their options.
Their leader had a very facetious tweet when he said, "Aisi taisi democracy." This is after reposing all their faith in the highest court and its judgment. They dismiss it so facetiously. I mean, what can I say? And Supreme Court gave a detailed, argued speaking order. It addressed every issue on merit. It really went through lengths.
It could not address statehood issue. It could not address statehood issue.
It did, sir, it did. Let me tell you what it said. It affirmed center's authority to make states and unmake states and union territories. On the specific issue of Jammu and Kashmir, it said it is redundant to address this issue because the restoration of statehood has already been promised and it's a matter of time. That's all it said.
They have also addressed the issue of elections. That's another key demand, Mr. Zishan.
Tinkering with the federal structure of the country. Don't you see that?
You will miss the entire judgment where Article 370 was thrown out of the window, and you will only address to the state issue. Whereas you had agitated your issues of Article 370 of state constitution on supremacy of Indian constitution and parliament over legislature of the state or constituent assembly and the state constitution.
Right.
You had even questioned, the accession of the state, saying it was partial and therefore alluded to the fact that there was some residual sovereignty, which again was dismissed by the Supreme Court.
Right.
I mean, you ignore all of it and you latch on to, by dear life, on a slender thread that this issue of statehood was sidestepped, whereas they have very clearly said that the statehood is going to be restored. It's a matter of time, and therefore we are not adjudicating on it. They're not sidestepping it. They have not ignored it. They have addressed it.
Let me just come in now. And I want to go back to the main topic that we were discussing, and that is, of course, the statement that's come in from the DMK MP. Let me bring in Sanjay Jha on this note. Sanjay Jha, the Congress has, of course, distanced from what was stated by the DMK Member of Parliament, because clearly it appears that whatever has happened over the last several months, the controversial statements coming from the DMK, perhaps the Congress realizes that this is something that could hurt it, as it has perhaps hurt it electorally in the recent state polls. Have the lessons been learned?
Madhav, I think I would like to address the bigger question of the Supreme Court verdict today, and which is as simple as this, that it is a verdict and that is final and binding, so there's no need for anyone to go into the merits and demerits of the case, but it must be stated upfront that disagreeing with the Supreme Court's verdict, as many have, and not just on social media, is equally part of an individual's fundamental rights. The Supreme Court is also, as we discovered, is questioned, right? You had the 4 Supreme Court judges publicly saying that they were worried about how Supreme Court functioned. So let's not try and diminish those who are critical of a Supreme Court verdict. But I want to make 2 points very critical to this debate that you are anchoring today, is how Amit Shah on the floor of
No,
Parliament.
let me just cover on one point. So, Sanjay, please, because we are having a debate on the comments of the DMK member of Parliament. Do you think that those comments were acceptable, quoting Periyar and using such phrases such as self-determination? Do you think that's acceptable?
Yeah, Madhav, I was quoting at the moment I said Amit Shah, you interrupted me. I don't know why.
I'm because I want you to stick to the debate at hand, please. I'm requesting you. You can comment on Amit Shah.
It is
you can comment on that.
It is correlated. It is correlated. So
Okay, but please answer my question. Is that comment right or wrong in your view? Simple question.
Madhav, don't feel so scared. I don't think Amit Shah he's not.
This is not a question of being scared, sir. I'm just sticking to the debating point. I allowed you to make your opening comment. Now, please come back to the subject at hand.
No, my opening comment is not yet over. It is correlated to how I'm going to answer your question. Amit Shah said he criticized and abused Jawaharlal Nehru for the state of Kashmir. Does Amit Shah and the BJP spokesperson today acknowledge publicly that Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, who founded Jan Sangh, which is nothing but the BJP, actually was member of the cabinet of Pandit Nehru, who agreed to the Kashmir issue being sent to the United Nations? Why do we lie on the floor of Parliament? Point number one. Point number two, he said there would have been no Kashmir, there would have been no problem had Nehru not been there. Do the viewers know that had Pandit Nehru not enforced the instrument of accession when the Indian army went to help the Jammu and Kashmir Prince Hari Singh, there would have been no Kashmir for India. I mean, there could have been a completely different story.
Sanjay Jha, you've not answered my question, and I don't see how this is even remotely connected to what was stated by the DMK MP, but I'm going to give it to the BJP. No, now you've had your turn, let others come in. Now, Guru Prakash, your response to Sanjay Jha.
Yeah. Answer the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee.
One at a time. Sir, you've had your say, now let others come in. Yeah.
Two pointed comments. Madhav, two pointed and very brief comments to my previous speaker, Mr. Sanjay Jha. He made a comment about Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Mr. Sanjay Jha, I want to throw some light on this comment that you made. Mr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee left the Nehru cabinet on the Kashmir issue. Point number one. Point number two. Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee जी categorically said. अब मैं आपके बीच में संजय जी मैं आपके बीच में नहीं बोल रहा था. संजय जी अरे व्याकुल हो जाते हैं आप. Arey, don't be desperate, boss. Don't be desperate. I was not speaking when you were speaking, sir. Let's have a civil conversation.
Let him have a say. It's a limited time debate. One by one. I'll come back to you, Sanjay Jha. You will also have your say. But let him have let him respond to what you have stated.
Madhav, I am willing. No, Madhav, I think this is a usual habit and sanskar of a Congress party. But we have to understand that Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee made the supreme sacrifice for Jammu and Kashmir. He died in Jammu and Kashmir under circumstances which was dubious, and there was no commission after that. You have to understand, एक देश में दो विधान, दो प्रधान, दो निशान नहीं चलेंगे. This nara was given by Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. And with what locus standi? With what moral authority can you say that, Mr. Sanjay Jha? I don't understand. And the question on DMK, Madhav, we must understand, DMK as a political party showcases itself as a politics of social justice, an organization for social justice. In the name of Article 370, Dalits, OBCs and women of Jammu and Kashmir were the victims. And now today, when 370 is abrogated constitutionally, Supreme Court upholding the abrogation, the procedure and everything, the DMK member of parliament has the audacity to say such a comment. And the Congress party, thankfully, in a good sense, prevailed and they backed out from that statement. I completely do not understand this point. This is beyond my comprehension. You will say that you are for social justice, but in Jammu and Kashmir, you are against social justice. What is this political social justice? In the name of Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir, Dalits were ostracized. Women were traumatized. Where was your conscience back then? But again, today, Mr. Sanjay Jha of Congress party is questioning the wisdom. I will say that again, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee made the supreme sacrifice for Jammu and Kashmir, point blank. And I will say that again today, एक देश में दो प्रधान, दो विधान, दो निशान नहीं चलेंगे, नहीं चलेंगे, नहीं चलेंगे. The people of India through the parliament.
ये election का campaign नहीं है.
Okay. Sanjay Jha, you have also not answered my question, but let me bring in Ashwini Handa first because he hasn't yet had a turn. Ashwini Handa, the point is that a discriminatory law has now been removed in the form of Article 370, and this is something that everyone should be in fact celebrating, not just the fact that you have central government schemes etc. coming in. This is what the BJP is saying. How do you react to that, Ashwini Handa?
माधव जी, सबसे पहले ये है कि आखिरी उम्मीद न्याय की थी जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों की माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट से कि उनके फंडामेंटल राइट्स को सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो है वो बहाल करेगी, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ है। इससे पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर में निराशा है और मायूसी है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला जो है वो जम्मू कश्मीर के हित में नहीं आया है। तो इसकी वजह से अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसको बुनाने में पूरा
इसका जवाब देना। ये पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज कह रही है कि वहां की जनता जेन्युइनली कह रही है? और हमने तो आज इनफैक्ट देखे हैं कि कई सारे कम्युनिटीज, चाहे वाल्मीकि कम्युनिटी हो, कई लोग आके सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं इसको।
सर वही बताने जा रहा हूं आपको कि पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर में सन्नाटा है। अगर जो दिखाया जा रहा है टीवी चैनल्स पे वो सही नहीं है, वो सिर्फ चंद लोग जो हैं वो इस तरह का सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं। अगर आप सच में देखें तो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग जो हैं वो परेशान हैं और अपने आप को इनसिक्योर महसूस कर रहे हैं।
Is that a fact? Guru Prakash, I'm going to come to you. Just one second. Guru Prakash, is that a fact? People of Jammu and Kashmir are upset with this verdict. Guru Prakash.
No. अरे अश्विनी जी, अरे आप कौन से दुनिया में रहते हो भाई? किस दुनिया में रहते हो आप? जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम स्वागत कर रही है। डीडीसी के चुनाव वहां अब होते हैं। IIT, IIM, NIT वहां अब आता है। 80% तक आतंकी गतिविधियों में कमी अब आती है। उसके बावजूद 2014 में असेंबली आज से 20 साल पहले अरे हांडा जी सुन लीजिए आप। हांडा जी, इंसानियत, जमहूरियत, कश्मीरियत, इंसानियत, जमहूरियत, कश्मीरियत, ये स्वर्गीय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने कहा था। आज जम्मू कश्मीर में जमहूरियत हमारे साथ है, इंसानियत वहां हो रही है और कश्मीरियत सामने आई है। इंसानियत, जमहूरियत और कश्मीरियत को पढ़ के आइएगा। और देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कहा है नया कश्मीर हम बनाएंगे और नए कश्मीर को हम बना करके ही दम लेंगे। आपको चाहे जितना मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन फैलाना है फैलाइए।
भारत सरकार कह रही थी।
ओके,
अरे सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी गलत कह रहा है।
One by one, please. One by one. Let's go one by one.
जैसा ही कह रहे हैं क्या?
Let's go one by one, please. Let's go one by one. Many hands going up. All right.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी गलत है, सदन भी
Sanjay Jha,
गलत है।
very quickly.
हांडा जी सही बोल रहे हैं।
Very quickly, are you going to respond to the comment that was made vis-a-vis the DMK member of parliament, right or wrong? Now, please answer the question without prevaricating.
Madhav, I'm not the official Congress person. Jairam has already made the statement. But here is the truth for your people, that the BJP spokesperson on the program could not contradict my statement because it is historical truth.
Well, you've not answered my question, and you say that he has not answered your question. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. But in my view, I want to quickly go across to Sushil Pandit. I gave you a chance to respond on that question, Sanjay Jha, and you didn't take it once again. But Sushil Pandit, what do you make of the statements coming in that the people of Jammu and Kashmir don't accept what has happened?
मैं जरा हिंदी में बोल दूं क्योंकि अश्विनी हांडा जी ने कहा था कि जम्मू कश्मीर के नागरिकों को अपने फंडामेंटल राइट्स रेस्टोर करने की उम्मीद थी। मैं उनकी जानकारी के लिए कह दूं कि जम्मू कश्मीर के संविधान में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर डिड नॉट हैव एनी फंडामेंटल राइट्स। उसमें फंडामेंटल राइट्स का तस्वुर ही नहीं है। फंडामेंटल राइट्स भारत के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है और जम्मू कश्मीर का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जब हट गया और भारत का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आया तो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को फंडामेंटल राइट्स मिले।
आपने पढ़ा नहीं है?
मैंने पढ़े हैं दोनों कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़े हैं। आप थोड़ा उलट पलट के देखिए। जम्मू कश्मीर के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कोई फंडामेंटल राइट नहीं है।
सुशील जी,
भारत के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में फंडामेंटल राइट्स
देश को आजादी मिली है। फिर आप सही हैं, क्योंकि आपके नजरिए से 2014 के बाद ही देश को आजादी मिली है, उससे पहले देश आजाद नहीं था।
मुझे नहीं लगता।
All right, let's talk on facts. Let's talk on facts because we're completely all right. I think we're completely out of time on this debate. We'll have to leave it there. But I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us: Guru Prakash, Sushil Pandit, Sanjay Jha, Jagdeep Dhankhar, Ashwini Handa, and Zishan Rana. And I thank all of you gentlemen for joining us this evening.